Hello and welcome back to Aggressively Average, a series where we just try and do our best because that's what anyone can ever ask of you. Today, we are doing a very exciting video because I found on Amazon this and I was like, what do you use this for? I was looking for like baking ideas and equipment. Anyway, came across this. It's apparently for those mousse cakes, you know, like when you have the cake and it's covered in mousse and then you put like the mirror glaze on top. Tried to do mirror glaze once before on this channel, didn't go so good. It just kept pouring and running down the cake. I've never seen it done in a silicone mold like this before. I've only seen people do it upside down in a regular silicone mold, cake mold thing. And so I thought, that's interesting, let's give it a go. As I say, I have tried to do mirror glaze on this channel once before.
I promise you, I really don't do this on purpose to make it look terrible. I really, really try.
Didn't go so great, but I think we've grown as a baker. I reckon we could do it. It's time to try again. That's the key takeaway here, guys. It's time to try again. And it will be fine. I now know you need to dissolve the gelatin again. I was just putting it in there solid and going, why isn't this working? You've got to dissolve it. Anyway, first step is to make the mousse. Firstly, I need to bloom my gelatin. So, and then I just leave that to the side. Now in a bowl, in here, I just have 4 egg yolks and 100 grams of sugar. So I'm just gonna whisk this and a little bit of salt. On here in a low heat, I have my 360 mils of milk and I'll put a little bit of vanilla. Then I have to whisk this. Can you whisk stainless steel pans with a stain whisk? Oh, well, we're about to find out if I scratch the pan. Whisk this constantly. Just gonna use this because it feels like that won't scratch the pan. Okay, so I've just got to do this until the milk bubbles. I've got the laptop right here to give me the instructions because it starts to get very complicated. Okay, we're gonna go with risking underdone rather than risking overdone in this process. So I think that's done, like it's bubbling there. Is that from me twirling it or is that it getting warm? There's like steam coming off. So I think this is ready. So what I need to do now is, trying to do this on camera very hard. Take half a cup of this. It's less than half, that's about a quarter. So take half a cup of this, it's a bit of a better thing. Pop it into this mixture, whisk this mixture up, and then put it back in. Okay, so now I whisk this custard. This is custard. We made custard a couple of times. And we've got to whisk this constantly until it starts to boil. We're back to whisking constantly over a hot hob. Like, comment, subscribe. And this is when everyone starts to panic on the Great British Bake Off because we can't have this turn into scrambled eggs. It's got to remain custard, but I've got to bring it to a boil. It is thickening. I think we're there. I think we are there. Are we there? I don't know when it's thick enough. I'm just heating up my gelatin now. That's a boil, isn't it? Here is my melted gelatin going in, because you have to melt your gelatin. Okay. And I'm going to take it off the heat. Off the heat. Off the heat. Off the heat. Whisk, 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 whisk. It's such a delicate process. Okay. My only concern is it thick enough? Okay, so I really hope that is thick enough. I'm not 100% certain. You know, sometimes when you make custard and you know it's right, I don't know if I took it far enough, but I really didn't want to make scrambled eggs. Anyway, cling wrap on it. It's going in the fridge for the rest of the day. Okay, so the next step is for me to make the cake part of my mousse cake. So there's gonna be a layer of cake and then the mousse on top. You've seen me make a cake on here a million times, and I'm just gonna make a really basic one because I really wanna focus the technical elements being the mousse and the mirror glaze. So I'm just gonna whip up a real basic cake and we'll skip to the part where I'm putting it in the oven. Be good, turn into a cake. Okay, so Here is my cake. It rose really well, looks really good, but I only need a small amount of cake because a lot of cake to mold ratio. So I'm just gonna chop this out to make it smaller so it will fit into the mold. Ooh, look at it. And then this bowl is kind of the perfect size to go in the mold, so I'm gonna use it as a like a cookie cutter, I suppose. What would you call it? Okay. One beautifully cut out piece of cake, and that fits really nicely in there. Okay, perfect. We're gonna let this cool down completely. And I'm actually gonna put a layer of jam on top and then freeze it. And then all of this, which is more than that, cake for fun. Okay, now I do want a layer of jam on top of my cake, so it goes cake, jam, mousse. Because I just think that'll be tasty and I think it'll be a nice visual element. I was toying with like melting the jam, adding some gelatin in and making like a proper layer. And then I thought, jam's pretty set. Let's just put it on top and freeze it. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is what it's looking like. So it's just the cake with a layer of jam on top. Now I'm going to put this in the freezer and I will get it out, I guess, when we're ready to do the mousse. Okay, time to finish off my mousse. So I've got to whip some cream. Okay, so just got to whisk this until it reaches soft peaks. I think that's kind of soft peaks. It's not meant to be stiff peaks, it's just meant to be soft peaks. Now I have to fold these two together and I think this has set really nicely. That's pretty set. I think that's a good, yay, that's good, I think. See how it like doesn't move, has a jiggle, but it's not too solid. I don't know, it says fold the whipped cream into the custard. I don't know if it would make a difference if I folded the custard into the whipped cream. Don't know. I'm gonna do it into here. Okay, so in order to get it into my cake mold, I'm gonna put it in a sandwich bag and use this like a piping bag. This has been freezing for the last couple of hours. Very cold to hold this plate. So, oh God, it's frozen to the plate. That wasn't an issue I saw coming. Okay, here we go. See, it's froze to the plate. How crazy. Okay, so pop this in here. Great, perfect fit. Then we pop this lid on properly. You're gonna seal it all the way around the edge. All right, that should be all sealed. Now I'm gonna take my bag, cut the corner off. Just pipe in all of the mousse. I'm just gonna tap it to try and make sure I've got as much mousse down there as I can. You know what I've already noticed with this mold is with the traditional way you see bakers doing it in just like upside down in a silicone cake mold, a normal one, they know that they've covered the entire base with mousse because they can see it. I think there'll be air holes in this because it's not as easy to see if you filled it or not. It also won't get a really smooth top because it gets the really smooth top from it being the base of the pan. And I did wonder about that when I bought this, but I thought, let's test it. The thing is, when it comes to then doing the mirror glaze, this isn't gonna be smooth. It's gonna have all of these like wobbly line imperfections that I'm putting in it now. That's just gonna freeze. And there's nothing really I think I can do. This is all I can think of to kind of balance it all out, jiggle it. Now I'm gonna put this in the freezer overnight and then we'll try and demold it in the morning. Hello! It is actually the next evening, so it's been over a day that's been in the freezer, so that should be well and truly set in there. Onto the mirror glaze, which is the part where we failed before, but we're gonna succeed today, because we understand you have to remelt gelatin. Okay, so my first step is to bloom my gelatin. 7 grams of gelatin. Oh, don't do it in milliliters. Jeez Louise, messing this up on step 1. 7 grams of gelatin and a 1/4 cup of water. Do you mix it? Like, surely you mix it. Now we're gonna let that bloom. So now I've got my sugar. 1, 2, 3. I also do not remember adding condensed milk last time I did the mirror glaze, so there's a real chance I just missed that step. Okay, so this goes in the microwave. Okay. I've also just learnt this bowl's definitely not going to be big enough, so we're transferring to this bowl. Sugar should be dissolved. Now the step I didn't do last time, which I'm going to do now, this is fully bloomed. I'm going to melt this in the microwave like we did for the mousse and then put it in. It doesn't say to do that in the recipe, but this failed last time. Now I just need to melt my white chocolate chips in the microwave. Okay, beautiful. And it's all nice and melted. It took about 3 minutes and 30-second intervals to fully melt. But boy, is it satisfying when it does. We pour this into here. So this is our mirror glaze. Now on to the next bit. Here is my cake. It has been in the freezer for over 24 hours, so it is frozen. Let's see if this tool makes it easier to get it out of the mold. I don't think it will. So apparently you just, okay, It's really hard. Oh no, it's really frozen. Oh my God, is it frozen to the plate? No, okay. Got it off the plate. It is completely frozen shut. Oh, here we go. All right, let's release the seal. Okay, all right. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. You know what? Better than I expected. Okay, let's inspect it. So there's some lines to clean up, but honestly, see what I mean about the air holes? Like that will now be in all the glaze because of the air hole, but whatever, that's fine. Actually surprisingly happy with that. Let's see if we can smooth out the rough edges a little bit. You know what, that'll do. I'm happy enough with that. Okay, now time for the fun bit. It does say to put this through a sieve, and I might do that. My workstation's getting very messy. Just get rid of some of those stubborn little bits. This might be silly, but I have it on a paper plate because I figure that I can get rid of the paper plate when it's covered in the glaze. I think I'm gonna do it with the cup. I'm gonna do everything on camera the best I can. I made quite a lot of mirror glaze, I have realized. Okay, so the question becomes, will it stay on the cake? And it's not looking good for that, is it? Looks like it is dripping off the sides. I really thought I was gonna nail this with the gelatin. I really don't understand why the mirror glaze isn't setting. Maybe this is a terrible recipe that I'm following. Well, this is what we've got, so I guess I'm just gonna replate this and then put it in the fridge. Okay, so here is my finished mirror glazed cake. It's gone the same way as last time, and I really didn't see that coming. I really thought this time it would work. I thought I'd do the gelatin properly and it would work. So I'm gonna try a different recipe because I think the recipe, maybe I'm missing something in it. Not saying it doesn't work, I'm saying I can't get it to work. I have put the rest of the mirror glaze in the fridge to chill, and I might just try one more time because I can't help myself. It's like, it's thick. I thought it would work. All right, well, I don't know how you get mirror glaze to work then. All right, okay, I guess this is as good as we can hope for. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I am disappointed. I thought the mirror glaze would work. But let's see if the cake's good. Let's see if the mousse is good. Why? I don't understand. I thought I did everything right. Well, look, it's shiny. I think it's a shiny glaze. It just doesn't stay on the cake. Okay. Ooh. You know, it looks good. Like the mousse and everything looks good. If I can just get this mirror glaze figured out, it would look good. Time for the taste test. Oh my God. Look at that. As I've put the cake on its side, it's all just dripped off. You know what, it is tasty. The mousse is still a bit too frozen. I should probably let it thaw for a hot minute. But it's good. The jam layer I don't think was needed. I think the jam was somewhat overkill on my part, but it looks good. The mousse is good. Everything's good apart from the mirror glaze. Like, the cross section I think is very nice. If the glaze just worked, this would have been a success, but it didn't, so it's a failure. Final thoughts. Look, it's tasty. It's a good cake. I like the mousse to cake ratio. I can't figure out the glaze. Oh no, it's dropping everywhere. Okay, on that note, videos every other weekend. Bye!